Welcome to Louisiana Heartbeats. I'm Sudie Landry, your host. And today we have a guest that is unique in so many different ways. And we have Stephen James. He is a voiceover actor and coach. So, what is a voiceover actor? And welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me. It's
You're
an
welcome.
absolute pleasure. We've been having fun already, but
That's
don't tell
right.
everybody.
Okay.
So what is a voiceover actor?
Yeah, and what's
Okay.
with the hat, too?
The hat, yes, it's to hide my physog. But
okay.
really, because it's all about the voice. It's not about the visual. I have a great voice, a great face for radio, I should say. And so voiceover acting, what does it involve? You know, you listen to the radio, you watch TV, we've got commercials, and all those voices behind those commercials or over those commercials, voiceover, okay? I do commercials, narrations, and my favorite thing is audiobooks. Just absolutely love doing audiobooks. And complementary to that and to everybody else is the fact that I absolutely adore helping people either start or develop in the business, and that's where the coaching comes in.
Well, I want to interject something. Katie Anna, did you kind of notice he has a little English accent? I wonder why. He is actually originally from Birmingham, England, and he now resides in Biloxi, Mississippi, but he has offices located in Louisiana, right?
Absolutely, right in the heart of New Orleans.
How in the world did you end up in New Orleans?
It's a long story, and I won't, bore you with all the sordid details. But I started my career in voiceover around about 1999 after I moved from England to the USA.
Okay.
And actually, I took training lessons under a very wonderful lady voice actor by the name of Betty Lou Garris, who runs a voiceover coaching sessions out of Las Vegas. And we used to hold regular workshops every week in Las Vegas. And I wanted to bring that to New Orleans when I moved to New Orleans, when I met my wonderful wife. And so I decided to start up, with the encouragement of some of the people around me, I decided to start up voiceover workshops as opposed to classes, slightly different element there, and at an affordable basis.
Okay, well, I have a question. Why did you choose this profession? Why did you choose this profession?
Absolutely. It's a very simple answer. All my life, I've loved words. My mentor is William Shakespeare. I was born in Shakespeare territory in Warwickshire, just 20 minutes drive from Stratford upon Avon. Don't ask me to quote Shakespeare, but I love everything he does.
Okay.
And I love the dramatic arts. I knew from the age of 6 I was going to be an actor. So it was one of those wonderful eureka moments. And from then on, I was involved, obviously, in dramatic productions. And of course, as we get older, we start to get involved with real life and careers. And so marriage and my career in public relations and marketing took me through life.
So you had training in this area also. You kind of mentioned that a moment ago. So for anyone that's thinking about getting into this profession, what would you tell them to do first off?
The first most important thing is 2 words, okay? Do stuff, all right? You've got to do stuff. The more you do to get involved in the acting community, in the performing community,
That's right.
the more opportunities you will create for yourself. And secondly, the first 2 words are do stuff. The second phrase is think about not what they can do for you. Think about what you can do for them. Because if you can get involved in all types of performing arts, you will absorb so much more than you could ever realize. And it's amazing what reflects back towards you.
Well, I know we have a wonderful ending to this interview, but let's go to this next question. What started you, what gave you the passion to start wanting to help others?
Oh my gosh, I've always been one that's wanted to help others. I mean, I even used to sell poppies on Poppy Day in England.
And what is that, Poppy?
Oh, poppies is for, we have Memorial Day here.
Okay.
We have, in Britain in November, we have Remembrance Sunday.
Okay.
And that remembers, that memorializes the people who fell in the wars. And so what we did is that we sell poppies to raise funds for the fallen. And so I've always been a person that's wanted to help the community. I taught in Sunday school when I was very young, and so on and so on. And a lot of people have been very helpful towards me in the development of my career. I mentioned Betty Lou Garris in Las Vegas to start with. And you know, it's only natural for me to want to give. It's more about giving than receiving. The richness and the fulfillment, the sense of fulfillment that you get out of seeing students rise through the ranks from being wannabes, if I dare say
That's
that
right.
word, to having a list of credits behind them. That's a fantastic feeling.
You know, Stephen, earlier I shared with you that I had no idea that this profession that you're dedicated to is so needed until I became the president of the Writers Guild, a local organization
Yes.
that encourages and unites people with like minds. And I've been getting questions like, do you know if anyone, I could be referred to someone who can help me with my voice, or I got this voice, someone said that I need to do something with it. And so that's when I attended one of these local meetup meetings,
Right.
and that's where I got your card and obviously connected with you. And so this is wonderful because it's unique. And from what I understand, it's amazing. Even at the meeting last night, you had people that were asking you how to get started and what to do and all this kind of stuff. And you
Absolutely.
gave some wonderful suggestions and tips and all that. But being part of the Writers Guild of Acadiana, it's amazing that so many areas that we have not had speakers in are now being asked. So in the future, I would like to invite you to be one of the speakers at the Writers Guild on this topic.
I would be absolutely honored. Thank you very, very
And
much.
I thank
yes.
you, and I wanted to mention that and get a reminder that I am
thank you.
serious about that. Okay, so naturally, I'm like you. I have a heart to help others and their dreams come true. And so this show is dedicated to people like you that are out there in Acadiana that have these talents or have talents that they want to make even better, which would mean they may be interested in lining themselves up with a coach in that particular profession. And I had no idea just how much voiceovers were needed until even here at this local station. Once in a while we get an invitation, hey, anybody want to do any voiceovers? But you know what? If you don't know what voiceovers are really for and why they're used and where they're used, you wouldn't understand a volunteer. Now, I said that to say this. Hello, cartoons, animations. I mean, we're talking commercials. I listen to a lot of stuff on
Right.
your website.
Absolutely.
Different ages, you know, and even you and your characters, you've got several. You've got
Yes,
several.
excuse me. Yeah.
So I even recognize a local hamburger place commercial in one of those things.
Did you
I'm
really?
thinking, I mean, wow, listen to this. So with that said, it was very interesting to meet you person to person. So let's talk about some of the things that you have done maybe.
Well, one of the crowning glories, I think one of the things that's given me a great deal of fulfillment has been in founding NOLA Voice Talent, which is based in New Orleans but covers across Mississippi, Louisiana, and even recently in Mobile. And that was to provide affordable opportunities to performers, whatever their genre of performing.
Right.
And as part of NOLA Voice Talent, it was in instigating a radio play on stage, a version of It's a Wonderful Life, which everybody knows It's a Wonderful Life.
And that's that picture that we had
all know
earlier.
the story. And I started it as a means of raising funds, actually at that time in 2009, to help with rebuilding after Hurricane Katrina. And subsequently, the funds have gone into the performing arts, non-profits in the performing arts
Right.
throughout the region. And in fact, you asked earlier on, where did this hat come from? And you know, somebody said to me, why does a 6'2" tall Englishman need a gimmick? Why does he need to wear a pink hat? Okay, well, this pink hat grew out of the fact that I played Clarence in the first 5 annual productions of It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, okay.
And there was only one person in the cast who was allowed to actually take on the characters or the characterization of the actual movie. And that was a gentleman by the name of Bill Lee, who I don't know if we can see him in that picture there, and he plays George Bailey, and he plays not of too bad an impression of George Bailey in actual fact, and you can see Bill Lee right in the centre of that picture there, and alongside Lorraine LeBlanc, who played Mary Bailey.
Is that the picture of the cast?
That's the picture of the cast the year before last. That would be the 2013 cast.
Okay.
So each character, apart from Bill Lee, was given the opportunity or the directorship, and I directed and produced the production, to take on their own characters. And my character being the angel Clarence, I created a goofy character who has sort of a Cockney accent like this, and yeah, George, you really are important in life, you know what I mean? And I wanted a bowler hat, and I wasn't thinking any further than the standard black bowler hat, and it's being English as well, obviously, that was, and so I went through a certain website where you can buy things, I won't say the name, and I came across this pink bowler hat, and I just knew at that particular time, that's it. That's what I want. And so the bowler hat has stuck with me ever since as a sort of a recognizable thing, if you like. Now, the picture we just saw on screen, that was me playing last year. I was playing, there he is again, the evil Henry Potter. So I went from being an angel to a devil. Wow. And there I've got a pork pie hat on and so on. Now, even though obviously we're visual, we're playing a radio play on stage. So we have an audience of roughly about 250 people show up for the play every year. Wow. At the first weekend in December, and they can see exactly the secret of how a radio broadcast is put on. And of course, to help the audience to understand who's playing what, because sometimes we play several different voices, then we would change hats, or we'd wear a different vest or whatever.
Okay, and that brings me to those characters that I read on your webpage. Mm-hmm. Would you like to give us an example of at least one of your characters? Name him.
Just like that, off the top of my head?
Just off your head.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Which one was your favorite?
Well, I listened to all of them. I don't really know. I'll have to go back and listen to them again, but I have a list here.
Everybody's heard of Michael Caine, all right? And there's a great comedic actor in Britain who did an impression of Michael Caine, and I've kind of based my impression of Michael Caine upon his. And he called his character Michael Payne, all right, which was rather clever, And it went something like this. And let's see if I can, this is completely taking me by surprise, so please forgive me, all right? Big breath, as we have to do.
Go for it, get ready.
Hello there, my name is Michael Payne, and I am a nosy neighbour. Do you know Mrs. Henderson down at number 93 has been lying on her kitchen floor for 3 days now, and nobody has had the audacity to go down and see if she's okay. That was pretty dismal.
I like that.
But the engineer's laughing anyway.
I know. I thought that was neat.
Thank you.
I had listened to the different characters, and I had heard some children voices also. Was that older people doing younger voices, or was that
In some cases, I have a little character called Little Me, and she's really meek and mild, and it just comes out like that, and I'm missing my teddy bear so bad. Now, the thing is that we're not being seen. We cannot be seen when we're in the recording booth recording.
Right.
So we literally act from the top of our head to the tip of our toes. And it doesn't matter what goofy faces we're making or whatever. It's our job to create that, what I've dubbed, Technicolor sound.
Yes, you mentioned that last night. Go into a little detail, because that was interesting.
Thank you.
We're doing visual, but he has to create that picture verbally.
All right, we can wear a pink hat, we can wear different vests and clothes and costumes, pull faces, to be a character on screen or on stage. But behind the mic, we have to paint that picture in Technicolor sound.
That's right.
All right? We have only one means to do it, that's our voice. And the person who's discerning the audio play or the audio book or the commercial has got only that one set of ears in which to do so. So it's up to us to use our physique and the technique of our voice. This is an instrument in order to paint the colour. Much like a saxophone player, for example, would, and that's my favourite instrument to listen to, incidentally, would paint all those wonderful, sultry, sexy colours by the way that he plays, by the way that he actually moulds that instrument to emotion. We have to do the same with our instrument.
All right, Stephen, you also not only act and as far as voiceovers, but you also coach people.